Good morning from the city of Ulm. Actually, I'm not in Ulm yet, but I just parked in a small village just north of Ulm, and we're gonna head all the way south to go to the city center. I want to show you something in the city center which is not unique, but it's one of the record-holding buildings in the world. So let's go south. The start into the walk is pretty cool. Some canola fields on one side and wheat fields on the other side. It's pretty awesome. This intersection here is the northernmost point of Ulm, and I'm entering the city here, but we're not gonna walk on the main highway. Let's take some calm fields again. Just about to cross the highway, the A8 in Germany, connecting Munich, Stuttgart, going then further to Saarland and Luxembourg. And along the highway there's some pretty huge logistics centers here in Ulm, and a container terminal, rail terminal. Lots going on in Germany. And even though it doesn't look as busy today, it's actually one of the busier highways. At some point it's going to be extended to 3 lanes here in Ulm. Whatever happened here doesn't look good. Looks like this car got opened forcefully and just sitting here in these fields along a farm, and then just sitting here just like this. The first suburbs of Ulm, and I just love it how I can cross the suburb just like a pedestrian path here. You're not walking on the road, there's no bicycle lane, you're just kind of crossing the neighborhood straight through. This here must be one of the tallest buildings here in the city. I think it's a mill, but it's not as tall, I think, as the building we're gonna visit later on. And I can already see it just down there. This here really is a scenic spot. Looking down to the Danube and the city center of Ulm. And this down there is the Ulmer Minster, the tallest church in the world, 161 meters. So I'm gonna just sit down here a little bit, have a small rest, because it's so beautiful, and the sun is out. It's not only 2 degrees anymore like in the morning when I first started. Now it's already like 9 or 10, so it's kind of a little bit warmer, even though it's windy. So a couple minutes, enjoy the view, and then head down. Now we are in a really nice neighborhood. A lot of trees. Must be, I don't know, at some point around this end of 60s, 70s. A lot of houses around, but so many trees and parks. Very beautiful. Really nice. Lots of shade when it's sunny. Schools, kindergartens, and nice for walking. But I'm not sure how it works with cars. This whole neighborhood is built so you can walk through with no car traffic. That's just kind of in between the houses. There's one access road, and everything else is walkable. And really green. That's really insane. So Ulm is a small city in Baden-Württemberg. It has only 130,000 people. It's kind of like a big city in Germany. And I just read, according to some studies, Ulm is the most livable city in all of Germany, because it is a big city. There's a university, you have lots of jobs, a lot of industry here in the south of Germany, and the city is green, it's nice, a lot of parks, it's calm, but also big enough, so you have everything you need in a kind of smallish city. So that's why I guess it's the most livable city here in Germany. It's beautiful, really, really nice, and probably not a lot of crime like you would have in Frankfurt, Berlin, bigger cities. So Ulm, if you want to move to Germany, Ulm would be a place. The German residential neighborhoods are so nice and calm. Compared to Asia, especially if you're in Indonesia, it's always full of people, full of traffic, cars honking, motorcycles, pollution. And here, it's pretty much just the people who live here, drive through here. There's nobody. You can hear like some lawnmowers, people, whoever's at home, do some gardening, but actually, it's just calm, nothing. I'm walking here, but there's nobody. This is the most beautiful neighborhood so far I have seen in Ulm. Look at these buildings. So beautiful. The whole road. I wonder how old they are. They look quite historical. Finally, in the city center. Look at these nice buildings here. That's historical. Beautiful old buildings in Germany. It was very quiet in the residential neighborhoods, but it's pretty busy here at the Minster. It's some kind of a market, people selling out of these trucks. So there's a lot of people coming, buying. It's a Saturday noon, so the city center is busy. Some nice produce. The whole square is full of people. It's market day in Ulm. And the beautiful Ulmer Minster. I think construction started in 1390, so the church is older than most of North America and got finished at the end of the 19th century. 161 meters. And until today, no church is taller than this one here. So let's go inside and check out if we can go all the way to the top. So there is a small shop right off the entrance door, and you can buy a ticket there. But you can also buy a ticket online, and the lady at the entrance told me just to scan the code and I can enter here. I got myself a code. €7 is the ticket, and we can climb all the way to the top, I guess. We'll see. I don't know how many, what does it say here in the ticket? 560 stairs. And enjoy the view of the city of Ulm. Let's go. Okay, we're starting up, and it's quite narrow. The lady just in front of me, she turned around and she said, "Is it really that narrow?" And she just walked back. As you can see, this is how it goes. And when somebody comes from upstairs, you have to make space so they can go down, I think. I'm not sure. Or hopefully there's another stair on the other side of the church. Guys, I'm getting dizzy. This is insane. You're just walking and going in a circle. That's so crazy. Arrived at the first platform, so we'll see if you can go any further up. But the view is already amazing. The market down here, the old city, the train station kind of to the right. Up here you can walk around the clock tower, but there's some construction going on, a lot of scaffolding around, and there's the other two towers. So we're gonna go inside and see, because there's a small platform up on top I could see from the ground, but I don't know if it's open. Let's check it out. I made it to the second platform, which is 102 meters, but you can't go any further up. This here is closed. I think I was here once, a long time ago, and I think I climbed up there. And that's where people actually come in the opposite direction, so you have to make space when they're going down. It gets quite busy up there, but now it's closed. So that's another almost 60 meters to go to the top. Well, today it's closed, so we're not gonna go up there, but the view is really, really amazing. That's the two other towers. They look quite small compared to where we were standing. But if I used my drone, I would be on 100 meters without climbing. If you come up here, you don't need a gym. It's actually a lot of stairs climbing. You can feel it right away when you're walking up. Okay, time to go down. And it was so windy, I had to put my beanie on. You can feel it, you're so much higher than everything else, and the wind, because everything's open, it's just not pleasant. So let's go down, and I think down is much easier than going up. And as you can see, this here is all closed with some mesh wire. I don't know if people put their phones through, and then it would fall down on somebody, so now you can't get your phone through here anymore. That's actually pretty scary. And in the winter, if it's rainy, snowy or frozen, you are not allowed to come up here that far, because it's open and it would probably be frozen, so you could slip and fall. And once they build a taller church than this one here, there's probably gonna be an elevator. But this is the real deal. You have to go up by stairs. And that's what I did when I was at the Eiffel Tower in Paris. I did not take the elevator, I walked up. From the Ulmer Minster in the background to the city hall of Ulm, which is very, very historical too. A lot of history. A lot of stuff written here on the walls about the history of the city, probably. Pretty amazing. And this is Europe, Germany. So nice and clean, historical. You walk around, you feel safe. Well, not everywhere in Germany, but in some small cities like Ulm, I'm pretty sure you're fine. So nice here to spend the day in the city, have a coffee, ice cream. So nice. I think this here is one of my favorite places in the city. This little hotel house is so charming, so beautiful. No straight lines, it's like out of a fairy tale. Look at the small windows up there. And the river flowing underneath. Just so beautiful. This house, so amazing, like I said, like out of a fairy tale. There's a key hanging down here. I have no clue what it's about, why the key is hanging down here. And because it's such a beautiful day, I got myself an ice cream. I'm gonna hang out here on the bridge with these nice willow trees and these beautiful old style German houses. It's nice, sunny, not windy anymore, so let's have a small break. And finally at the Danube, this beautiful river. Ulm on the left side and New Ulm, Neu-Ulm, which is actually Bavaria, on the right side of the river. On a nice and beautiful day, it's so picturesque. But if the snow is melting and raining a lot, then the river probably would be all up here at this wall. This is where the two rivers of Iller on the left side and the Danube on the right side, where they join. Kind of can see it in the color. The Iller has a lighter color and Danube a little bit darker. And now 2 kilometers along the Danube through the forest. No bicycle lanes, no people, no cars, just forest along the Danube. So now we are crossing the Danube after walking, I don't know, like 5 kilometers along it. Crossing the river, but staying in Baden-Württemberg. Bavaria kind of follows the Iller. So yeah, still in Baden-Württemberg. And another 15 kilometers to go, I think. That's some flashback. I'm walking along the Danube, then I see this kind of fence, barbed wire. It's small, but reminds me of Bratislava, when I was walking in Bratislava along the Iron Curtain, and nobody from Slovakia was allowed to cross the Danube, go illegally into Austria. And the fence is still there, so kind of reminds me when I was walking along the Danube there. I need something cold to drink. Luckily there's a supermarket for beverages, so it was an easy one. I was just thinking about the cold Coke and just got inside, grabbed one. €1.45. We are again in a residential area. This is kind of what the buildings look like. And I did notice a lot of Russian-speaking people here when I'm walking by, when I got the drink now. But still, it's so quiet, it's so peaceful. Everything is so chilled and relaxed. I think I would never be scared to walk out here in the middle of the night. But there are certain cities in Germany and in Europe and some neighborhoods where you don't want to wander around just by yourself at any time of the day. And just as I said, it's so peaceful here, I can hear a lady screaming at her neighbors. She's upset that somebody, I don't know, is cutting some flowers or something. Who knows? This here is Wiblingen, kind of the southern suburb of Ulm. And as I walked up north today, this one here is made that way too, that you can walk through the residential area here with no cars. It's pretty cool. I am kind of a fan of this when you're walking, because then there's no cars, nobody in your way. But when you have to deliver something, it's pretty annoying. I don't know how it works then, because then you can't get inside. But otherwise, it's pretty cool. Nice and quiet, even though many residential buildings, kind of like a modern suburb. And that's how quick it goes. I just crossed half a kilometer through the forest and we left the urban area of Ulm, and now we literally are in the rural areas again. Some farms, horses, a lot of fields, somebody making hay. This is how quick it goes, from the urban to rural. But it's still Ulm, it still belongs to the city. I made it to the last houses of Ulm. This one here even seems like an asylum home, because it's just kind of a container built. But anyways, through the forest, 3 more kilometers to the southernmost point of Ulm. And today is such a beautiful day. It's not gonna rain, there's no thunderstorms, nothing, so it's just I can take it easy. But I have to go back for, I don't know, 3-4 kilometers to another suburb, because obviously in the forest there's no bus, so still gotta walk for 8 kilometers. Let's check out the southernmost point first. The last kilometer down this road. We're basically in the forest. There's some fields around, a lot of cutting going on here inside. And I just read that up there in the forest was a village called Witzeshofen, which was a village during medieval times, and then it just got abandoned. But there's a church, or remains of a church, somewhere there in the forest. I don't think I have that much time to wander around the whole forest, but it kind of would be cool. I don't know if it's if you could really see the church, or if it's just like the foundation. So that's a question, but it would be interesting to find a medieval village. I'm in the deepest forest here, and somewhere here should be the southernmost point of Ulm. There is a metal bar here with red paint, but on Google Maps it says it's still a little bit further over the ditch here. So let's just try jump over this ditch here and see if we're gonna find a real stone, something. Okay, let me check. Oh, my signal is not good, but somewhere around here. So probably it is that little metal piece. So guys, I made it to the southernmost point of Ulm, here deep in the forest by myself, exploring and finding whatever I want to find. But it's good I'm not in Afghanistan or somewhere wandering around by myself, right? Even though I hope I will do that one day too. I found some nice ponds here in the forest, following them to get back on track. But I gotta rush a little bit, because I have to catch the bus in 1 hour. If I don't catch this one, then it's gonna be in 2 hours, which is not good. I'm so far out of the city now. Well, and I don't want to walk too far. So first bus stop and get on the bus. That's some crazy sounds. That's the next pond. Full of frogs. And it's mating time probably now. Guys, I'm done. I made it. I'm at the bus station. I walked, I just have to see, 34 kilometers altogether. 34 kilometers to come all the way from the northernmost point to the southernmost point, and to this bus station, 8 hours 46 minutes. Now I'm sitting at the bus station. I downloaded the app for Ulm, for the transport, and I got myself a ticket to the train station where I left my car this morning, but I did something wrong. I chose wrong zones, and now I can't cancel the ticket, so I'm gonna just use the ticket to go to the train station, and then I have to buy a train ticket again. So the app sucks. Ulm, the app really sucks. Why can't you just put your starting location and where you want to go, and the system just shows you which ticket you have to buy? This would be easy. Of course, people who live here, they know it. I sometimes find it easier to buy tickets, whatever, in Canada, Malaysia, whatever, or as it was in Amsterdam, you just take your visa, tap, get off the bus, train, tap, and they just take as much money as they need from your visa. So Ulm, your system sucks, but otherwise Ulm is, I like it. The vibe is kind of really peaceful. It was really fun walking around, and easy. It's a really nice city, very beautiful, calm. City center is kind of small, but really nice, really worth a visit. And the suburbs, nice for walking, really. I can't, yeah, other than transportation sucks, but everything else, great city, great city. I'll come back again, but use my car. Bye guys, see you.